Welcome back to FM Storey. We are in our second season with Valencia, the 17th season of this Glory Hunt save, and we are desperately trying to win the Europa League so that we can end the save. We began this second season in the last episode and things have started pretty well. We're currently sat fourth in the league and we've won 2 from 2 in the Europa League, so hopefully we can continue this good start to the season. Things do get a bit tougher in this episode though, because we've got league games against Barcelona and Atletico, and we've got Europa League games against Anderlecht, Marseille and Feyenoord. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We're into November, and since the end of the last episode, we've had generally a pretty decent run. There's been some very big highs, and there's been one absolutely horrendous defeat. We started immediately after the Shamrock Rovers game with a 5-0 victory at home against Albacete. Eduardo Rodriguez got 4 goals, was absolutely outstanding on the right wing. We then had the international break, and then in the first game back from the international break, we won 2-0 away at Barcelona, 2 early goals from the veteran Javi Guerra. We then had a home game against Oviedo, another 2 goals for Javi Guerra in that one. And then we played Anderlecht away in the Europa League. We dominated the first half, deservedly 1-0 up with a very early goal from Vujovic. They equalised just after half-time, and then we struggled a bit until Ferber popped up with the winner. And then undoubtedly our worst performance of the season, away at Celta Vigo, we were just not at the races at all. They won 3-1. But we bounced back in the last game with a 2-0 victory at home against Las Palmas. And now we're going to this game against Marseille. We're fourth in the Europa League going into that game against Marseille. We've won 3 from 3. Couldn't get any better. Hopefully we can pick up another 3 points here and go a long way towards securing knockout football for the season. As far as the league's concerned, that victory over Barcelona was a big one. We're currently basically joint second with Atletico and Barcelona, all on 25 points, trailing 5 points behind Real Madrid. Going into the game against Marseille, we do have a couple of injury issues. Mastantuono broke his ankle, so he's out for about another month and a half, 2 months. Vujovic picked up a bit of a knock, a twisted knee in the last game, so he's probably unlikely to play, but hopefully we still have enough to come away with a good performance away from home against Marseille. So going into the game against Marseille, we made 2 changes just because we've got 3 games in a week here. Cantamessa has dropped down to the bench and Tibor Kral's come back in just because Cantamessa is still not fully back from his injury that he had at the end of last season. Rather bizarrely, Tibor Kral is disappointed and has whinged about not playing enough first team football when he started 11 of the 13 games we've played this season. I'm not exactly sure what he's actually expecting. And then the other change, Vujovic is fit enough to play, but there's no point really in risking him at this point. So Fernandez Alvarez is coming on the left-hand side. And with Mastantuono being out injured, we're playing Javi Guerra in that number 10 role behind Serrano Ferber. So we're going with a 4-2-3-1. They're going in with a 4-4-2. Very little happening early on. They've had a couple of shots, fairly even in terms of possession. Right, a free kick for us. Javi Guerra short to Kral, who takes a shot from distance and it just lands on the roof of the net. Corner for us, Rodriguez in towards the near post, it's headed up in the air. Kral picks it up on the right hand side, down the line for Rodriguez, who goes down in the box. I think we might have got a penalty here. Yep, penalty given, probably a bit soft looking at it, but Javi Guerra presumably is going to step up to take it. Skipper, veteran of the side. I think that's the first penalty he's missed since we've been in charge of the club. Faber to take the resulting corner into the near post. It's flicked towards the back post and goes out for a goal kick. Free kick for them. Let's hope we don't come to regret that missed penalty. Over the wall, off the post, and Lescano down the line for Javi Guerra, and we bring it clear. A corner for them. We've got a head on it. They've got the loose ball on the edge of the box. Shifts it out to the left-hand side. Cuts in on the right, a tackle, but they've got the loose ball. I mean, that's not offside. That's going to get given. I think we've only got ourselves to blame here. Well, it has been disallowed. It didn't look it. Fractionally. And there we are, half-time 0-0. And despite us having more of the ball, we've not troubled their keeper apart from the penalty that was missed. And we need to be a lot better in the second half. Right, so we've made one change at half-time. We've taken off Onat and we brought on Cantamessa at left back just because Onat had been booked. We've got the ball in their half. Javi Guerra, Shane Gorner out to Rodriguez. Obradovic out to Cantamessa. Back to Obradovic over the top. They've headed clear. We've picked it up in the midfield there. Rodriguez from the edge of the box. He has been in outstanding form this season. Since he got those 4 goals against Albacete, he has been in incredible form. That's his 9th goal of the season. Just drifts towards the edge of the D and just fires it into that bottom corner to put us 1-0 up at the start of the second half. Javi Guerra with a free kick over the wall, and the keeper probably could have let that go, but turns it behind for a corner. Rodriguez to take it. I mean, he's 6'5", he really should be in the box, but he aims for the far post. It's headed clear and out for a throw-in. And Kral to Javi Guerra, back to Kral. Javi Guerra into the box. The keeper cuts out the cross well and holds on to it as well. And then they've gone long. And they've won a flick on, but Chiarodia tidies up at the back, finds Kral, who's driving down the right-hand side. Still going into Javi Guerra, just past his man. Rodriguez back to Obradovic, on to Cantamassa. It's the byline. Pulled it back. The keeper got his hand to it, but it just pops out to Javi Guerra, who makes amends for missing the penalty and puts us 2-0 up. So Rodriguez out to Obradovic, he shifts it onto Cantamassa. Cantamassa goes past his man, looks to play it across goal. The keeper fumbles it into Javi Guerra's path, and a simple finish for 2-0. Right, so we brought some fresh legs on in the midfield. Mioche goes out to Cantamassa. Chiarodia back to Mioche. Lescano into Oravec. Javi Guerra with space to turn and run, finds Rodriguez down the right-hand side. Back to Kral. Oravec from distance. And the keeper turns it behind for a corner. And Oravec races across to take it. In swings to that near post. It's up in the air. Kral again, but well over the top. Free kick for them into the box. They've got a flick on. They've nodded it home from close range. We're going to get a VAR check to see whether he was onside or not. Hopefully it's too late to matter if it gets given. But it has been disallowed for offside. It's played in. We've kept a decent line and he's well offside in the end. Towards the end of injury time, Mioche swings it out to Cantamassa on the left, into Essien. Garnacho to Vujovic, Rodriguez out to Cantamassa, bombing forward down this left-hand side, finds Garnacho in the box, and that's just wide of the far post, just didn't bend enough. And there we go, full-time 2-0, a much, much, much better second half. We had 1 shot on target in the first half, we had 6 shots on target in the second half, and got the 2 goals that saw us secure 3 points there. We're now at the end of November. We've got a home game against Feyenoord in the Europa League that could go a long way to guaranteeing knockout football this season in the Europa League. We've played 2 games since the win away at Marseille. We beat Mallorca 5-1, coming from behind to beat them away from home. Sherano Faber popping up with 4 goals. We do seem to have players scoring goals in clumps. Unfortunately, in that game, Javi Guerra picked up an injury and he's going to be out for up to 4 months. It seems to be an issue with the number 10s that we've got because Mastantuono is only just coming back into training from his broken ankle. Javi Guerra now out for 4 months with a hip injury. I had a home game against Osasuna that we won 2-1. We were dominant in the first half. They scored after 20 seconds of the second half to level it up. And then Sherano Faber again on the score sheet to secure the 3 points. Things are still going well in the league. We're second. We're now 2 points behind Real Madrid at the top, level on points with Atletico. We do have Atletico coming up in the league fairly shortly. But obviously the aim this season is the Europa League. We've won 4 from 4. A win in this game would probably guarantee us at least a knockout playoff round. So hopefully we can go and pick the 3 points at home against a Feyenoord team that have struggled a bit this season. So this is the side we picked for the final game. We are starting to struggle a bit depth-wise, not quite as bad as we did last season, but with Mastantuono and Javi Guerra out injured, we're also missing Lescano, who's been playing centre-half for us this season. He's been outstanding. He's suspended for this game. Cantamessa has come back into the starting lineup. And hopefully we can put in a decent performance. So 4-2-3-1 against 4-2-3-1. Hopefully the 2 teams don't cancel each other out too much. So from the kick-off, they've gone back to the centre-half. And they've got Ian behind on the right-hand side. Look to play a ball over the top, but Onat cuts it out. Vujovic on the left-hand side just lets them nick the ball off him. They've gone back to the keeper. And now they're attacking again down the left, but Rodriguez wins it back. Corner onto Vujovic. Faber's in the box. What a finish. Is it going to stand or is it offside? And it's been disallowed. So Rodriguez into corner, who helps it onto Vujovic, who takes a touch and just shifts it. And that's one of those ones where the defender's leaning one way, he's leaning the other way, so he's offside. Corner, Oravec with the in-swinger to the near post. And there's Eduardo Rodriguez, all 6'5" of him, the winger, who for some reason takes the corners on the right-hand side to swing them in. Gets up, uses his full height to get there at the near post, powers the header home. And that's 1-0 after 7 minutes. And they've got the ball on the right, back to the full-back. Down the line for the winger. Low cross. We've made an absolute meal of trying to clear that, and luckily the shot from the edge of the area goes wide. Onat with a throw. Corner into Vujovic. Drifting across the pitch, finds Rodriguez out to Cantamessa in space, cuts in on his left foot, and bends the shot onto the bar and over. They've gone long with a free kick. They've won the flick on, but Rodriguez finds Faber running at the defence, gets past his man into the box, pulls it back to Rodriguez, and he just couldn't wrap his foot around it enough and hits the outside of the post and goes behind. Right, Oravec with another corner. This time it was Rodia getting his head on it, but it drifts wide of the far post. Right, Luis Carlos into Orevec. Rodriguez on looking for Gorna. Force them back to the centre halves, but we're not putting them under too much pressure. The keeper then goes long. Onat wins a header. They've picked up the loose ball. Going down the left-hand side, gets past Cantamessa. And really should have tried to pull it back, but the keeper claims it at the near post. Onat to Gorna. Hits the woodwork with an outrageous shot. Rodriguez. Cantamessa. That would have been an absolute screamer if that had gone in. Right, Rodriguez with a corner from the right into the near post. And Luis Carlos heads over the top. Right, Onat. Vujovic back to Onat. Cross towards the back post. Rodriguez. And the keeper makes a decent save and holds on to it as well. And then he goes long down the field. Luis Carlos wins a header. Orevec back to Cantamessa. Drifting in field. Finds Vujovic on the outside. Finds Faber in the box. I think this one's probably going to be offside as well. No, it's been given. So Cantamessa just drives in field and then just finds Vujovic, who first time into the path of Faber, who takes a touch and just beats the keeper for 2-0. And that was much needed because we've created a load of chances. We've not taken them. 1-0 was always a chance they were just going to nick a goal at some point. But we've got ourselves 2-0 in front from the kick-off. If we could nick another one before half-time, that would be great. As long as we don't concede here. Out to the left wing. Goes past Rodriguez. Back to the full-back. Chips it forwards. I'd like to think that the player that volleys that's offside, but I honestly don't know. Yes, he is. Thank God for that. So it comes back. That player makes a run, and he's in the end. He's not as far off as I actually thought he was, and we're gonna have to be careful of the runs from midfield. But 2-0 up at half time. We've dominated that first half. More of the same in the second half, and we can secure a knockout berth for the season. Right, we've not made any changes at half time. They've got a free kick. We've won it back through Obradovic. Gorna just dwelling on the ball and they've nicked it off him. And they've gone back to the keeper. And then Rodriguez wins it back. Gorna into Vujovic. Faber, I'm pretty certain, was offside that time. Let's have a look and see what VAR says. And yeah, he was offside. He did look it. So it comes in, Gorna finds Vujovic. Now, Vujovic should have just taken that on himself, but Faber was well offside in the end. Right, we made 3 changes just before the hour, just to get some fresh legs on. Right, Rodriguez with a corner. Luis Carlos gets it on the end of it, but high over the top. Another couple of changes just to see out the game from fresh legs on the pitch. They've got the ball at the back. Back to the keeper. He then goes long. He goes all the way through to Mios. He finds Chiarodia. Into Essien, who's run off it. And now they're attacking down the right. Although they've given it away to Orevec, who's just given it straight back to them. And now City in behind. Mios does well to turn it behind for a corner. And we've got a bit sloppy in the last 5 minutes or so. And another good save from Mios there from the shot from the edge of the area. Mazlovsky to Garnacho, back to Mazlovsky. Ball to the far post, looking for Rodriguez. And he heads wider than the near post. And there we go, full time, 2-0. In the end, a deserved victory. We wasted a lot of chances, 19 shots, but only 4 of them on target. But we've got the 3 points. We're 5 from 5 at the top of the Europa League. One of only 3 teams to have done that. And we have guaranteed ourselves a spot in the knockout stages. Hopefully another win out of the last 3 games will secure the top 8 as well, to make sure we don't have to play the knockout playoff round. But otherwise, things are going pretty well as far as the Europa League is concerned. There we are, the end of another episode, and things have continued on in a great way. We're second in the league, 2 points off the top. And the most important thing, the Europa League this season, we need to win it. We need to end the save. We are 5 from 5. We're third in the league phase. We've made it into the knockout stages. And now the only aim before the end of the league phase is to make sure we finish in that top 8, to make it into the last 16. And then hopefully, given the lack of real quality teams that they've been in the last couple of seasons, hopefully we can go a long way in the Europa League this season. Join us next time to see if we can secure that top 8 position. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.